Brothers and sorors, in an approach to the subject of cosmic consciousness, it is first necessary for us to realize that consciousness is not a reality. By that we mean that it is not a substance or a thing. To better understand this, we may say that consciousness is a condition which arises out of something else. Since it is but an attribute, consciousness does not have an independent existence. The principal function of consciousness is response. It is the response which a living thing has toward its environment. It is also the response which every animate thing has to its own inner action or being. A single word will give us a better understanding of this response and of the nature of consciousness. That word is awareness. Brothers and sorors, how developed is your awareness? How much do you respond to your environment? Let us try a simple exercise. It may reveal the answer to you. Relax and place your hands unclasped loosely in your lap. Now close your eyes. When you hear the gong strike once, you will open your eyes. At that time, you will look about and quickly observe your surroundings. Ready? Look about you carefully. When the gong strikes again, close your eyes. Now, with your eyes closed, how much can you recollect of what you saw? How developed was your awareness, your state of consciousness for that brief interval? The time is up. Open your eyes again. Most of us are surprised at how little we can recall from such a brief period of awareness. This would indicate the need for further development of our consciousness of the world outside of ourselves. Brothers and sorors, there are three principal planes of consciousness. The first of these is objective consciousness. It is the one which we have just demonstrated to ourselves. It is the one by which we become aware of the things outside of ourselves. Then there is the subjective plane, by which we become aware of our thought processes and have a realization of self. Let us try another experiment. We shall determine how developed is your consciousness of self. Once again, relax, unclasp your hands, separate your feet. Again, close your eyes. Try to suppress all sensations which you may now be experiencing. Do not feel. Try not to detect any sensations of taste or smell. What now remains? What is the self, stripped of its usual qualities? Try to isolate your idea of self. What is it that is really you? Turn your consciousness inward. Reach deep, deep into your being. Let there be just self, self, self. Now, fathers and sorors, once again, open your eyes. From this experiment, you came to know how close, yet how distant, self really is. It is the most intimate thing in our lives, and yet the most unknown to us. Only through such exercises as this will true self-consciousness in the mystical sense be developed. To the mystic, the consciousness is like a lens used for optical purposes. The more perfectly the lens is ground, the more efficient it is for either collecting or projecting light. To the mystic, God, or the cosmic, is like the sun, in that it is a great source of light, of the greater light, of knowledge and illumination. Therefore, the more we develop the consciousness, just like grinding and shaping the lens, the more of the light of God and the cosmic do we attract to ourselves. As we develop the consciousness, we, like a lens, are capable of collecting from infinity mystical light that otherwise would be beyond mortal discernment. Brothers and sorors, no human mind could adequately define the cosmic because no such mind could embrace all of its attributes. However, certain aspects of the nature of the cosmic man has learned. These we must know if we are to strive for cosmic consciousness, which is the third and highest application of our mortal consciousness. First, we must know that just as there is life in animate things, so too there is a universal vibratory force which pervades all being, whatever its form or expression. This universal vibratory force has a sympathetic relationship with all things. You may prefer to call this universal creative impulse God, the supreme being, or cosmic. That which has mind has consciousness. So the great universal or cosmic force has a consciousness. This cosmic energy and its consciousness are in every cell of our being. We cannot know the divine or cosmic consciousness by any method of just perceiving it as we would some object, or by merely reasoning about it. One must be in sympathy with the cosmic consciousness within him. He must also feel or be sensitive to the universal impulse within his own being in order to experience cosmic consciousness. Let us continue with the other side of this recording. Now, brothers and sorors, you are to try to bring your consciousness into sympathetic response and attunement with the consciousness of the cosmic resident within you. Close your eyes and visualize what shall be related to you. Think of a small dot in space, about 1/2 inch in diameter. We shall say that this dot is the universal force and mind. Have you formed the dot in your mind? Now, next, on the screen of your consciousness, draw a circle around the dot and some little distance from it. This, we shall say, represents the highest plane of consciousness. It is the consciousness of the great universal mind. Now you shall draw in your mind another circle, some distance from the first one. This circle we shall call the subconscious. It is the consciousness that is usually alluded to as the psychic processes of mind. Beyond that, then, you shall draw still another circle. Do not lose sight of the first one with the dot in the center, nor of the second one. The third one you draw represents the lowest plane of consciousness, lower in its vibratory nature. It is the objective consciousness. Through it, you realize the mortal world. Do you visualize these 3 circles? Actually, their effects are related. Hold them clearly in mind for a moment, each one above the other, the first with the dot being the highest. Brothers and sorors, you may now open your eyes. We shall begin the last step in our method of attunement with the cosmic mind. Each of the circles of consciousness which you have drawn in your minds is a projection from one to the next. There is first a projection from the dot, that is, an emanation from the great cosmic force to the subconscious, which was the second circle. Thence downward to the lower plane, the last circle, the objective or mortal consciousness. Now, brothers and sorors, just as there can be an emanation downward in the vibratory scale from the cosmic, so man can project the self, the realization of his own being, upward in the scale to become conscious of the cosmic. This is what is known as the elevation of consciousness. Let us reverse the order of the two words, cosmic and consciousness. When we do that, we then have consciousness of the cosmic. That is a state or condition which every member strives for. That is, to become conscious of the cosmic within ourselves. Now, we shall begin our final exercise. Take a deep breath. Hold it as long as comfortable. And then slowly exhale. Keep your feet separated and close your eyes again. First, we shall begin with a simple process of purifying our consciousness. We ask that you deliberately call to the fore of your mind pleasant memories in your life, which represented your highest moral sense. Think of things which at one time called forth your most noble emotions and sentiments. Relive for the moment the ecstasy and mental purity of such past experiences. Next, fathers and sorors, you will conceive yourselves as being a point of light, like the flame of a candle, for example. You will think of all else that surrounds you as being like an infinite sea of darkness and formless. In this sea, there is nothing. This sea is to symbolize the emptiness of your consciousness, free from all ideas except what is now being related to you. You will next conceive the flame which you visualize, the light, extending its aura, its area of illumination, until more and more of the darkness surrounding it is converted into an infinite golden radiance. Gradually, your personality as an entity will disappear. The point of flame that symbolized you will also disappear. Then both you and the flame have become one with the golden radiance, the consciousness of the cosmic. Slowly now, extend that light. See its rays reaching, piercing the remaining veil of darkness. There is naught but the light and self. Fathers and sorors, such exercises of reaching into the cosmic and your own being may bring fruitful results in a matter of seconds. Then again, it may take many minutes and many repetitions of these exercises. At the first few attempts, you may not even lose awareness of your objective surroundings. If the latter is the case, do not continue the exercise further, but make an attempt on another day. Every time you try the exercises, you further develop the various planes of your consciousness. Each exercise, however, will find you rested, rejuvenated in body and mind. If the cosmic attunement is accomplished, great illumination, as inspiration and intuitive ideas will be your reward. Let us, in closing, remember the words of a great Christian mystic. He said, "As man moves toward the divine moves toward him."